눕잠삼 배막에 설렁볼라 약센적인 누르게 배마정의 예수라 고르한 보고 계기 예수다 그루기 진지랍지색 수소 구룹의 마시리군 오전 여진 눕잠사 배막에 설 동보라 야센적인 눈두에 배마정내 예수드락 고득한 드라마 보고 계기 예수다 드루기 진지답지색 수소 구룹의 마시리훈 오진 요진 눕잠삼 배막에 설렁볼라 야센적인 눈두에 배마정내 예수드라 고득한 드라마 보고 계기 예수다 그루기 진지랍지색 수소 그룹의 마시리훈 오마웅 벤살구루 배마시리훈 오마웅 벤살구루 배마시리훈 오마웅 벤살구루 배마시리훈 오마웅 벤살구루 배마시리훈 오마웅 오마웅 I want to start a little bit differently today. Good morning. I'm going to start a little bit differently today. We're going to do the alternate nostril breathing, the 9-round breathing that we often do at the beginning of our meditation sessions with Lama Suryadas. And as part of the Nundro practice in that tradition, it's often used to kind of just help clear the stale prana energy, so the energy that just sort of stagnates and finds itself stale in our bodies. So if you're feeling off balance, or if you're feeling, and that could be anxiety, that could be depression, that could be just lethargic feeling, you can use this technique. So I want you to think about 3 tubes about this big, running down the center of your body. The first is blue in color, and begins right in the middle of your eyebrows, and curves back think about it like a little pipe that curves back and turns to go down just in front of your spinal cord. So just passing through right down the center, right in front of your spinal cord, and comes all the way down to about 4 fingers below your navel. Then you've got another one along this right side, your right side, that is red in color, and it starts about does the same kind of come back and curve down, but starts at your right nostril, comes back and curves down, and goes just down the other side of the blue one in the center. And then you've got a third one that starts with your left nostril, curls back, and goes down on the left side, and that is white in color. Om, ah, and hum. So, as we begin, you're going to want to first breathe through both nostrils. So you'll breathe in, and then what we'll do is close the left nostril with the with the left forefinger, and blow gently out the right. We'll do that. Then we breathe through the right and use the right finger to close off that right nostril, and we breathe out the left. Then we breathe in through both and out through both. That's one round. So we'll do that 3 times, and just clearing that prana energy. And I don't want you to blow really hard. I just want you to, and you may find one side is blocked, sinusy wise, but work with me. Just kind of gently move that air through the body. The other thing that you want to be aware of is as you breathe in, taking that first the breath in through both nostrils, we're breathing diaphragmatically. So we're breathing into the lower belly. So that means when you breathe in, your belly button moves out. So you can distend it out a little bit, Buddha belly, and then got it? And we're breathing through the belly, okay? So gently. You may want some tissues just in case you're feeling a little sinusy. 'Tis the season of the sneezing. So let's begin that. Again, just maybe close your eyes or soften your gaze as you watch me. Just soften your gaze. And then relax the body, and I want you to take the breath in through both nostrils and into the lower belly. Remember, going down the central channel. Okay, so we're going to come in this way. Ready? So holding for just a moment. And then we'll take the left finger, apply it to the left nostril, and gently exhale through the right. Remove your finger, breathe in, all the way into the lower belly, holding a little bit. Right finger, right nostril, and expel. Breathing in through both. and out through both. Yeah? Let's do it again. Breathe in through both. Left finger, left nostril, and expel. Gently relaxing. Breathing in. Right finger, right nostril. Breathing in through both. And out through both. One more time. Breathe in through both. Left finger, left nostril. In through both. Right finger, right nostril. Breathe in through both. And out through both. Now, as you do these breathing techniques, and if you don't feel cleared after that first round, you can do it again. I wouldn't repeat it over and over and over again, but maybe 3 times if you're feeling stuck. It's a good start to balancing. And if you think about those 3 channels, the central channel, and you may have heard me mention the central channel, bringing everything into the central channel. That's that blue one running down the center. Our solar energy, or the masculine even energy, if you want to think about it that way, dominant energy, is on the right side with that red tube, and the lunar energy, or the feminine side, is the white on the left. So sometimes we'll feel blocked, and we may feel overly emotional, or we may feel overly aggressive. That feels like imbalance. So if we can bring this together with breath and opening up that channel and bringing together into the central channel both the masculine and feminine energy, and letting those sort of swirl within that, moving freely up and down. It also kind of aligns, remember, your chakras kind of run down the center as well. So this is the place where everything will kind of come together and balance out, opening up. So as you're breathing diaphragmatically through the breath into the lower belly, bringing that prana energy up from the hara, which is at the base or the root, and bringing that energy up and clearing everything with sort of the power of both the masculine and feminine energy. I know it sounds woo-woo, but do it. Do it, try it on, and relax and release. That's part of our breath energy through this practice. So I wanted to introduce you gently to that. Try it on your own. There's a little bit different method in the yogic breathing that is sort of in out from each side. But this is the Tibetan style, so this is the one that we practice with Lama Surya Das. And there's some more exercises. I'll do a breath energy yoga class a little later on and introduce you to that and record it for you so you can watch it anytime. So that's where we're going to start. So let's begin our practice with the path clearing and wish fulfilling prayer to Padmasambhava, followed by our refuge prayer, twice in Tibetan and once in English. Dusum Sangye Guru Rinpoche Nongdro Kunda Dewa Chen Boja Che Kunsel Dudu Drakotel Solwan Depso Jinji Datu So Chinang Sangwei Borche Jiwadong Sampalunji Drupa Jin Jilo. Precious guide, one with all the Buddhas of the three times, blissful presence and source of all spiritual accomplishments, fierce destroyer of illusion who dispels every obstruction, we pray to you for blessing, inspiration, and realization. Please remove all outer, inner, and secret obstacles and spontaneously fulfill our aspirations. Sangye chodang soki chognam la Jongchu badu dagni kapsuchi Dakji jinso gipe sonam ki Drola penchir sangye drupar shok Sangye chodang soki choknam la Jongchu badu dagni kapsuchi Dakji jinso gipe sonam ki Drola penchir sangye drupa shok. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened. Through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom, for the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. The great yogi Milrepa sang, "My body is the holy mandala itself, wherein resides the Buddhas of all times. With their blessings I'm freed from all needs and attachments. By day and night I offer them up. Happy am I to do without material things, knowing that all beings in the 6 realms of samsara are inherently Buddhas, and all the 3 worlds the self-creating measureless Trikaya Palace. Whatever I do is the play of the Dharma Dhatu, ultimate reality. Whoever I'm with is the Yidam deity. Wherever I stay is the Buddha's abode. Happy am I to forego outer supports, rituals, and symbols." Straighten your spine. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. Coming into this moment, following the attentive breath, the in-breath. Follow that awareness into your lower belly and then release it on the exhale. Relaxing and releasing all the physical and mental tension. Bringing your attention to here and now, where everything is okay. Everything is as it is, naturally. We sit with natural body, not too tight, not too loose, upright, supported, engaged. Feeling the air on your skin. Feeling your muscles attention to your heartbeat if you can. Bring the awareness of your bodily sensations into that central channel, letting everything come and go, letting the experience simply wash over you. No need to grasp or cling or worry. Let everything just come and go. Natural breath and energy means we're breathing into the lower belly, allowing everything to come together into that central channel where everything is mingling, merging. Coming and going on the waves of the breath. And sitting with natural heart-mind, allowing everything just to be as it is, and experiencing that nirvanic peace. Just leaving things as they are. So just sit and breathe and be in this central channel, this middle way. May all beings everywhere with whom we are inseparably interconnected, and who want and need the same as we do. May all be awakened, liberated, healed, fulfilled, and free. May there be peace in this world and throughout all realms of existence. An end to war, violence, poverty, injustice, and oppression. And may we all together complete the spiritual journey. So, we've talked the last few weeks about some Lojong teachings, which I really like as a foundational understanding of a Buddhist practice. And just as a reminder, there's different pieces and parts of what we do. And a great portion of our practice is this meditation practice. So we just practiced being quiet and silent for a little bit. And what happens then is we can allow the stimulus and sensations that we normally get distracted by to sort of fall away. So we minimize those distractions so that we can pay attention to what's coming up, all those uncomfortable pieces of our existence that make us want to be distracted. So we practice letting that through. And then our intellectual practice, or our Buddhist practice, comes, in the form of Dharma teachings. So some of these teachings that are ancient, that have lasted for centuries, for us to contemplate now. This is never about just reading something to you that you have to subscribe to. This is always part of our own individual exploration, that we look into these ideas, whatever's said, for you to understand what is this? How does this fit or not? How am I resistant to it? And only you can be honest with yourself in that regard and find the resistance or the discomfort in exploring a specific idea. Impermanence is one that, I guess plagues us all. So I'm just going to quickly kind of pop through the different parts that we've already covered, just so if this is your first time hearing this, you're not completely in the dark. So, and these again are the Lojong teachings, Lojong, Lojong teachings. In the first part, we talked about the foundational practices, and it says, first trained in the foundations of the path, which are the suffering struggle, karmic patterning, the precious human opportunity, and impermanence. Part 2, last week, we talked about the first part is the training in the absolute mind of awakening, which is the non-conceptual part of our experience. And first was sense all that appears to be like a dream. Sense all that appears as like a dream. The second is examine the insubstantial nature of awareness. Fourth is let even the thought of emptiness release itself. Next is rest in the Rest in the natural state, the ground of all, the essence of the path, the natural state. And the last is in post-meditation, be a wizard of illusion, understanding that everything is a bit of an illusion. Not, Lama Surya Das says, things are not as they appear, nor are they otherwise. So I want to pop into the next part, and I should also preface that this second section is about the awakening the mind, the heart mind, the bodhicitta. So when we close, we do our bodhicitta dedication. And bodhicitta is an important part of the Tibetan practices. So this next part is the training in the relative mind of awakening. So we often talked about the ultimate or the absolute mind. That's the non-conceptual side. And then there's this relative mind of awakening. And you can think of relative as anything that is through the body. So the senses, the thoughts, anything that sort of occurs through the vessel that you're living in. So the first of these is train in giving and taking alternatively. This is also referred to as Tonglen, 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 and it's taking and giving alternatively and simultaneously. And some of the practices, the meditation practices in Tonglen, are about taking in sort of the dark smoke of negativity, transforming that in the light of awareness within, and then breathing that transformed understanding out. So I sort of historically haven't taught Tonglen openly. I've started more the last couple years in my understanding of it, because it felt very Western of us, because we're always trying to take on other people's load, carry other people's burden, and don't take on our own. So we kind of leave the last bit, which is to me the most important part, the relative part, the personal part, is the most important in transformation. So as we endeavor to understand others, we must really endeavor to understand ourselves first. So when we can really understand, here's what anxiety and depression or anger or rage feels like in our own experience, and where does it come from, and how do we settle it, then we will understand automatically other people, because we're all the same. We're all the same in that nature, and part of it is just the human reactivity that we're experiencing through this relative being. So this training in giving and taking alternatively, you must learn to understand yourself, and in that understanding you give that understanding to others as well. So I will understand someone else's bad behavior, poor behavior, or emotional or reactive behavior because I understand my own. The next is breathe out the giving and breathe in the taking. So if we think about that ebb and flow of consistently bringing in what needs to be transformed and transforming it within our own experience, and breathe it out in a changed state, that's ours to do in this bodhicitta, bodhisattva way. The third is 3 objects, 3 poisons, and 3 sources of virtue. The 3 objects are body, speech, and mind. So when I'm being my best bodhisattva self, I am aiming to be my best through body, speech, and mind. How can I give of my body, being open and ready to serve myself and others with the body, speech, through clear speech, through kind speech, and mind also being kind, compassionate, and understanding. These are three hard parts, simple but hard. Three poisons: anger, indifference, ignorance. Three sources of virtue: Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. The Buddha being that example of the awakened state of consciousness, that compassionate understanding that comes from this practice in this human form. These are not godly aspirations. These are human, living aspirations to live through that body, speech, and mind. Dharma are the teachings, these teachings that allow us as individuals to explore and continue to open ourselves to the understanding, the wisdom. And the Sangha, that's this community. And I would say the most ignored part, unfortunately. It's a Western condition that we take what we, take our books and take our teachings and go off by ourselves and, sit in nature or sit in our living rooms alone and practice and feel better, but don't tend to give back to this spiritual community, which is a misstep and one that we can correct through awareness. So when we can participate and show up for others, show up for yourselves, in honor of these teachings and this practice. That's Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. That's our refuge. We can simultaneously take refuge in the three of those all at once, all the time. So it's important. Next is use words to make everything you do into the practice. So this is our activity place when we have our understanding and compassionate wisdom at hand, because we've taken the time to understand ourselves and understand others. Then our speech is reflective of that peace and calm and understanding, and we can spread loving kindness through our words. The next is take difficulties gradually, starting with your own. And I would say start with the closest difficulty that you can identify, whatever is the closest and the most prominent in your experience right now, whatever's causing you discomfort, and it can be subtle or gross. Look for that discomfort. Could it be body? Could it be a worry? Worry is a habit that we don't like to admit that we have, and it's most prevalent. It leads us into anxious states, anxiety attacks like some of us have. Start with worry. So don't ignore that worry is a discomfort, and you can often delve in and openly attempt to understand what's happening in your own experience. And the last of these in this second part is, since harmful thoughts and actions are everywhere, transform them into the path. I'm going to read that again. Since harmful thoughts and actions are everywhere, transform them into the path. All of these things are discomforts. All of these harmful thoughts and actions are everywhere in our experience. If you don't believe me, turn on a cable news outlet and sit for 5 minutes watching whatever the discussion, and you'll have that reaction starting to arise. There's your opportunity. Each and every discomfort, each and every negative thought or action from yourself or from others is the path. This is what we breathe in and transform with understanding, with wisdom, with compassion, loving kindness, not judgment, not trying to condemn anyone for their bad behavior, but instead trying to understand it. And we understand it through our own bad behavior. We understand it through our own negative thoughts and emotions. So it's right here. The answer's always right here. You've been there all along. It's just right in front of your nose. So be gentle with yourself because it's uncomfortable, and be gentle with others because their discomfort is also showing. So those are these relative conceptual ideas of awakening. So chew on those a little bit, and you can Google. You can read. There's some lovely books on the Lojong teachings. One of my favorites is from Jamgon Kongtrul, The Great Path of Awakening. I don't know if you can see that one. Maybe you can see that. Yeah. Got two cameras, so it looks like that. See, it's thin. It's translated by Ken MacLeod, who is an American master who I love his teachings, and he's a cool guy too. So start there. If you're on the Facebooks, as the old people say, if you're on the Facebooks or the Twitters or the YouTubes, go to Kansas City Buddhist Center and click on. There's a big banner right along the top of the homepage, and you can click on that, and there's our link to the Zoom. That's what I was going to say. Our link to the Zoom. Apparently our link ran out this morning, so I had to quickly create a new one. So if you couldn't find the old one, that's why. Apologies. It doesn't give me a notice until I try to click on it. So it is made and there, and hopefully it's where it should be. So I'll check all the settings in a little while and make sure that it's there for multiple weeks. And if not, I'll put the link up as well. So we will continue this discussion openly on the Zoom satsang. So click on that if you are on any of those social media channels, and come and join the conversation. There's just a few of us in here right now, but it gives you an opportunity to ask questions or clarifications, or share what might be kind of tripping you up on the path. It's a good exercise. So with that, I want to close this general practice, and then we'll move into the satsang. So we'll close with the 4 dharmas of Kampopa and Longchenpa, the prayer for 10 accomplishments, and that bodhicitta dedication we talked about. Bless and empower us that our minds and hearts turn toward the Dharma. Bless and empower us that our Dharma practice becomes the path. Bless and empower us that that path truly dispels confusion. Bless and empower us that the confusion itself dawns as primordial awareness. May we realize true sincerity and integrity, inner purity of mind, dispassionate equanimity toward all we see, right understanding of this dreamlike world and the next, loving compassion toward others and the genuine intention to be helpful in alleviating suffering and confusion. May we directly perceive the truths of impermanence, mortality, and interconnectedness, relinquish wandering thoughts and rampant desires, accomplish freedom of mind and clarity of spirit, remember with gratitude those who have gone before and shown the way, and vow to reach together full and complete enlightenment. Jongchup Semcho Rinpoche Makye Panam Kegyuchi Kepanyam Parme Payong Gongne Gongdu Perwarsho Jongchup Semcho Rinpoche Makye Panam Kegyuchi Kepanyam Parme Payong Gongne Gongdu Perwarsho. May the pure, brilliant sun of bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of suffering and confusion unstoppably until all are illumined and awakened, body, speech, and mind directed toward awakening and for the benefit of all beings without one single exception.